Hello YouTube, this is Alpha Knight once again, and here is my Super Mega FPS Demo Montage review. Okay, first game up is Modern Warfare 2. The demo was a ton of fun, and I thought it was more fun than Black Ops. Like, the guns were a lot more balanced, and, well, not balanced, I don't know, I didn't get it. It's just a demo, and all I could test was the guns that the computers had that I got to pick up, since it was a single-player demo. And I've heard a lot of stuff like Commando and the UMP-45 and just a bunch of stuff ruining the game, but I don't think it's that bad. But anyway, I'd get Modern Warfare 2 based if it was just a demo to judge it on. So yeah. Next up, Modern Combat Domination, which is horrible. I could not get to play a single game. The demo was basically a 45-minute trial, but I couldn't even get a play. All I could do was sit there while there was barely anyone to play with, and when I did get to play, it didn't let me play, it just let me spectate, and it took time off it still registered as time on the demo. So, do not get it. Do not get it under any circumstances whatsoever. Let's see. Homefront. Homefront was an interesting game. It was just a multiplayer demo, which is kind of stupid because the single player is a pretty interesting part because of the storyline. Basically, if you haven't heard of it, Homefront, the story is that a unified Korea takes over the U.S., and yeah. So basically, I think they should have had a single player level in there too for the demo. But anyway, the multiplayer is kind of interesting because of the battle point system. Basically what this is, whenever you kill someone, take an objective, basically anything that would get you experience in Call of Duty or whatever, that'll get you battle points in Homefront. Then you can use those to buy either simple things like a flak jacket or a rocket launcher, or you could use it to get something a bit more unique, like, or not unique, but something better like a tank or a jeep or whatever. So it's sort of like, it basically has the vehicles from Battlefield and the general feel of Call of Duty and the fast-paced action. And another thing that's cool about the game is the priority sum thing. Basically, when a vehicle, person, or whatever just gets a ton of kills, basically gets a long kill streak, they will be listed as a priority target, and you will be able to see them and they will get skulls on them. The more kills they get, the more skulls. So you can just like use a sniper rifle and feel like an assassin, feel pretty cool. And yeah, basically from what I've heard from another review I've read is that the people actually care about getting the objectives and not just like getting contracts or whatever. So yeah. One sec. Just ignore this. Okay, so anyway, what was I gonna say? Okay, this is getting kind of bad because I can't remember what to say. So anyway, Homefront, you can feel like a sniper, and people online, like, the thing with when I play Call of Duty Black Ops, like, I don't even get to see the enemy, I'll just get killed before I get a chance to even look at the enemy. But with Homefront, I actually survived a lot easier, I could get a few kills. But it has this horrible thing that a lot of games have, and that is they make the text too small. Like, if you don't know what that means, like, there's a lot of games out nowadays that make the text really small. So I think that's so you can buy, like, huge high-definition TVs so you can read them. And that's kind of bad when you need a huge high-definition TV just to read about what the weapons do. And yeah. So that's kind of it. And finally, Resistance 3. Resistance 3 is a cool game, mainly because of the kind of gimmick. It's not really a gimmick, but that's just, like, for lack of a better word, it's the cool thing about the game is that every single weapon has a secondary fire. Like the assault rifle in the game has a grenade launcher, but it's not broken like in Call of Duty. Well, I don't think it's broken in Call of Duty. It's just not as strong. Like usually, it won't get a one-hit kill unless it's directly on target. But even though it's not a one-shot one kill, it's not underpowered because you can just finish off with the rifle. You don't need to like switch to it like in Call of Duty. You just need to hit R2 for grenade launcher, R1 for shooting. And what else was there? Some other interesting things are the bullseye, which you can fire R1 to just fire plain old machine gun bullets. Well, they do look pretty cool, but they don't have any effect other than just besides looking cool. But the cool thing is if you use R2 for the secondary fire, it will place a bullseye tag, and any bullets you fire will automatically center on it. So basically, if you shoot the enemy with a tag, they're screwed. You can just fire and all the bullets will hit them. Although I think it's kind of pointless because the tags fire about just like a normal gun. It's about as hard as getting a ballistic kill in Call of Duty, but I'm not really sure. I didn't get a chance to use it that much. There's the Deadeye sniper rifle, which is, the secondary fire is kind of lame. It was pretty much just a stronger version of the fire. And the thing that I really didn't like about the Deadeye was that it was not a one-shot kill for most targets, even from, like, the chest. Like, for example, in Modern Warfare 2, all the snipers, if you shoot the other person in the head, neck, or chest, it will be a one-hit kill, but in Resistance 3, it's not unless you get a headshot. And 2 shots will kill someone, but that's kind of bad for a sniper rifle, because, yeah, self-explanatory. And the last weapon I got to try out was the shotgun. I don't know how to pronounce it or what it's called. And basically, in short, it's just a shotgun, but the secondary fire shoots this huge wind blast that is sort of like a concussion from Call of Duty. So that's the cool thing about the game. And it works pretty well, except these weird bug things start crawling out a bunch of times and you kill stuff, and that kind of confused me because I didn't get what that was supposed to be, or they didn't really show a side, and it's really confusing. Don't judge the game just based on that. So anyway, Resistance 3, just remember that it's still in beta. I forgot to mention that. I just played the beta. It's not an actual demo. And yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about one last game, Body Count. Body Count is meh. It's just nothing special about it. It's just a plain old shooter with no real unique things. There are some small things like a attack of a cover system, but yeah, the aiming I found was really awkward, and it also has what I like to call the PS3 port syndrome, which is where a game was made for the Xbox 360, then they just ported it to PS3 to get more sales. And you can diagnose a game with this if you use L2 and R2 to shoot instead of L1 and R1. So that's what Body Count has. Plus the aiming system was really awkward because instead of looking through the sights like you would expect, it just zooms it in. Sort of like how in Counter-Strike most of the guns you can't even aim down the sights for most of them. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, it's just there's nothing really special. Oh yeah, and the shotguns are really bad, like point blank range, 2 or 3 shots on the computer enemies. And plus these are weaker enemies since in the campaign they're weaker because they don't want to make them too hard so you don't just rage quit. So yeah. That concludes my super awesome FPS review. I forgot to download Vanquish, but based on what I've heard, it's super fast, really fast-paced action, but it ends too fast, too, because it just goes way too fast. The game's fast. So, yeah.